Welcome back, dear students. How is everything? Hope everything is going well. Am I right? So, are you ready for today's class? Okay, very good. Students, what did we learn in the previous English class? Yes, we went through the play The Merchant of Venice. Am I right? So, today we will go through the rest of it. So, all of you take page number 189. Now, all of you read this page individually and find out the difficult words. Hope you all read the text. Now, I'll give you a model reading. All of you listen attentively. All admire the wonderful sagacity of the young counselor. Finding himself defeated in his cruel intent, Shylock said with a disappointed look that he was ready to take the money. Rejoiced beyond measure at Antonio's unexpected deliverance, Bassanio cried out, "Here is the money!" But Portia stopped him, saying, "Slowly, there is no haste. The moneylender shall have nothing but the penalty. Therefore, prepare, Shylock, cut off the flesh, but mind you, shed not a drop of blood. If you make a mistake, you are condemned by the laws of Venice to die, and all your wealth is forfeited to the state." "Give me my money and let me go," said Shylock. "I have it ready here," said Bassanio. Shylock was going to take the money. Portia again stopped him, saying, "Wait, I have yet another hold upon you. By the laws of Venice, your wealth is forfeited to the state for having conspired against the life of one of its citizens, and your life lies at the mercy of the Duke. Therefore, down on your knees and ask him to pardon you." The Duke then said to Shylock, "You may see the difference of our belief in God. I pardon you your life before you ask it. Half of your wealth belongs to Antonio. The other half comes to the state." The Duke now released Antonio and dismissed the court. He then highly praised the wisdom and ingenuity of the young counselor and invited him home to dinner. But Portia, who meant to return to Belmont before her husband, refused the invitation politely. When the Duke left the court, Bassanio said to Balthasar, "Most worthy gentleman, I and my friend Antonio have been acquitted of grievous penalties by your wisdom, and I beg you to accept the 3,000 ducats due to Shylock." But Portia was not ready to accept the money. Bassanio again pressed Balthasar to accept some reward. It came into Portia's mind to play a trick upon her husband. She said, "Give me your ring. I will wear it for your sake." Students, did you identify the difficult words? Okay, now shall we discuss those words and their meanings? Okay, let's go. Sagacity means ability to make good judgments. Defeated, failed. Rejoice, to feel joy. Deliverance, being freed. Haste means hurry. Condemn, to say what somebody's punishment to be. Conspire, to make secret plans illegally. Pardon, apologize. Wisdom, being wise or intelligent. Ingenuity means the talent for solving problem. Acquitted, decided in a court of law that somebody is not guilty. Students, did you understand the meanings of the difficult words? Okay, now it's time for the explanation. I'll explain it for you. Balthasar saved Antonio's life, so all admired the intelligence of the young counselor. As Shylock understood that he was failed, he felt sadness and then he was ready to take the money. Bassanio became very happy when his friend Antonio was being freed from the punishment. But Portia again asked Shylock to cut off the flesh without shedding any drop of blood, and if it happens, all his wealth is forfeited to Venice. But Shylock asked for the money and Bassanio was ready with that, but Portia didn't allow Shylock to take the money and she said that by the laws of Venice, Shylock's wealth is forfeited to the state for making illegal plans against the life of its citizen. So she said that Shylock's life depends on the mercy of the Duke. So Portia asked Shylock to down on his knees and to ask Duke to apologize him. The Duke said Shylock about the difference of their belief in God. Then the Duke concluded that half of his wealth belongs to Antonio and rest of it comes to the state. The Duke then dismissed the court by releasing Antonio. He also praised the great talent of the young counselor and invited him to his house for dinner. But Portia refused that invitation because she wanted to return Belmont before her husband. Then Bassanio also praised the wisdom of Balthasar and he asked Balthasar to receive the money. But Portia refused it. But at that time, Portia decided to play a trick upon her husband. So what did she do? Yes, Portia asked Bassanio to give his ring and added that she will wear it for Bassanio's goodness. Students, hope you all understood the explanation. Am I right? Now all of you take page number 190. Students, read it individually and find out the difficult words also. Hope you all read the text. Am I right? Okay, now I'll give you a model reading. Listen attentively. Bassanio was distressed when the counselor asked him the only thing he could not part with. He replied that he could not give him the ring because it was his wife's gift. He had promised her never to part with it. At this, Portia pretended to be offended and left the court. Dear Bassanio, said Antonio, let him have the ring. Let my love and the great service he had done for me be valued against your wife's displeasure. Ashamed to seem ungrateful, Bassanio yielded and sent the ring to Balthasar. Portia returned home happily having performed a good action. At Belmont, she waited for her husband. When Bassanio arrived accompanied by Antonio, her eyes immediately fell upon his empty fingers and she asked him about his wedding ring. I gave it to the lawyer who saved Antonio's life, Bassanio said. Hearing this, Portia looked very angry and reproached Bassanio. She said, No, you lie. You gave it to some other woman. He said with great earnestness. No, no woman had it. The young lawyer who refused 3,000 ducats of me begged for the ring. What could I do, sweet Portia? Hearing the quarrel between the couple, Antonio said, Ah, I am the unhappy cause of these quarrels. Portia consoled Antonio not to grieve. Then Antonio said, I once did lend my body for Bassanio's sake. But for him to whom your husband gave the ring, I should have now been dead. I swear your Lord will never more break his word with you. Then you shall be his surety, said Portia to Antonio. Give him this ring and bid him keep it better than the other. So saying, she gave a ring to him. When Bassanio looked at the ring, he was strangely surprised to find it was the same he had given away. Then Portia told him how she had been the young counselor and Nerissa her clerk. Portia then gave him a letter which contained the happy message of Antonio's ship supposed to be lost safely arriving in the harbor. So the tragical beginnings of this rich merchant story were all forgotten in this unexpected good fortune which followed. There was leisure to laugh at the comical adventure of the ring and also at the husband who did not know his own wife. Students, did you identify the difficult words? Okay, very good. Now let's discuss those words and their meanings. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Distress means to cause great pain. Offended, cause to be hurt the feelings of someone. Yield, surrender. Reproached, blamed. Earnestness, being sincere. Console means comfort at a time of grief. Lent, sacrifice. Surety means guarantee. Harbor means port. Students, hope you all understood the meanings of the difficult words. Am I right? Now let's go through the explanation of this page. Portia asked Bassanio to give the ring, but Bassanio felt disappointed when the counselor asked the thing that he liked most. So, how Bassanio replied, Yes, he replied that he could not give him the ring because it was his wife's gift. Hearing this, Portia acted as she was disappointed and left the court. But Antonio said Bassanio to give the ring to Balthasar, who saved their life. So Bassanio surrendered his ring to Balthasar. After this performance, Portia returned to Belmont happily. There she waited for her husband Bassanio. After some time, Bassanio came with his friend Antonio. Immediately, Portia asked Bassanio about the wedding ring. Bassanio replied that he gave it to the lawyer who saved Antonio's life. Hearing this, Portia became so angry and she blamed Bassanio and said that he gave it to some other woman. But Bassanio refused it with honesty. He said no. Then Bassanio explained that as the young lawyer begged for the ring, he gave it to him. Hearing this quarrel between Portia and Bassanio, Antonio said ungratefully that he is the reason for this quarrel. But Portia tried to console Antonio. Then Antonio said that he once sacrificed his body for Bassanio's goodness. And Antonio consoled Portia that Bassanio never more break his word with Portia. Then Portia gave that ring to Bassanio. What was the reaction of Bassanio seeing this ring? Yes, he was surprised because he found it was the same he had given away. Then Portia explained Bassanio about how she became young counselor and Nerissa her clerk. Then she gave him the letter that contained a happy message that Antonio's ships are safely arriving in the harbor. Here, the beginning was full of tragedy and towards the end there was a good fortune. Students, how does the play become a comical adventure at the end? Yes, the play becomes a comical adventure when Bassanio realizes that the young lawyer was his wife Portia in disguise. Students, hope you all understood the explanation. Students, the continuation of this video is included in the next part, that is part 3b.